Forged by Fire, Chapter 4. Gerald couldn't breathe for a moment. His heart felt tight and crunched inside his chest. All of the hot fears and fiery memories that he had let fade over the last few years were only hidden, not forgotten. He looked up, confused and frightened, and let Aunt Queen soothe him with one of her warm, soft hugs until he was able to speak. "Mama's coming here?" he asked quietly. "How come?" "Well, child, it's like this." Aunt Queen took a deep breath. "It's time you knew the whole story. When I brought you home with me 6 years ago after the fire, your mama was tried on child abandonment charges and was sent to jail. I knew where she was, Aunt Queen. I just didn't like to think about it, so I let her fade away from me." "I know, Gerald. And I was never sure if I was doing the right thing by keeping you away from her. But she asked me not to bring you there because she wanted you to grow up strong and secure, and she didn't want you to see her in a place like that. I always sent her pictures of you, and she's kept up with how well you're doing in school and what a fine young man you're growing up to be." "So when did she get out?" "She's been out almost a year, Gerald." He gasped. "A year? But where is she? Why hasn't she? I don't understand." "She got out, found a job and a place to stay, and decided she wanted to get her life together before she came to see you." "What about me? It's not fair!" Gerald cried angrily. "She's had a year to plan for all this, and you two dump it on me on my birthday? Suppose I don't want to see her." "Then you don't have to," declared Aunt Queen. "But she's been working real hard to make up for the past, and she really wants to share your birthday with you." Gerald just grunted and slumped in a seat by the kitchen table. Aunt Queen sighed again. "She's got a surprise for you, child." "I don't think I want no more surprises, Aunt Queen," Gerald answered quietly. "I understand, child. Tell you what. Go out to the garage for me. Look under that old green blanket and bring me what you find there. I finally bought me a new sewing machine and I want to try it out." "Okay," Gerald muttered glumly. He didn't feel like carrying any old sewing machine. He didn't feel like helping Aunt Queen. He just wanted to go someplace and think. He walked slowly to the garage, checking for spiders like he always did, and pulled the old green blanket off. Not a sewing machine, and not an old, used, repainted bike, but a shiny, new, red 10-speed bicycle. He tried not to grin, but he couldn't help it. He knew Aunt Queen had been saving for this, for his birthday surprise, and he knew that she had put money aside for months to get such a fine bike, and he knew that she had given it to him today to soften the shock of his mother's return. As he rolled it out of the garage, Aunt Queen sat on the back porch smiling at him. "Happy birthday, Gerald," she said simply. Gerald, whose grin was about to be erased by uncontrollable tears, looked at her and knew she understood. "I love you, Aunt Queen. It's the greatest." "Go on, boy, go try it out. But don't go too far and stay out of the street, you hear?" She smiled as he took off, waving his hat, T-shirt flapping in the wind. Gerald rode around the block 14 times, came in for a glass of Kool-Aid, and persuaded Aunt Queen to let him explore a little further. She said he could ride 2 blocks away, but by the time it was dark, he had explored 6 blocks in each direction. She knew he needed the time to think and sort things out, so she didn't bother him. By the time he came in at dusk, tired and hungry, he was ready to face whatever tomorrow would bring. "What does Mama look like, Aunt Queen?" asked Gerald as he was getting ready for bed. "I sort of remember a really pretty lady." "Your Mama always was a pretty little thing," replied Aunt Queen. "She ain't changed much." Gerald started to ask what Mama's surprise was, but he didn't really want to know. Instead, he just said, "Thanks again for the bike, Aunt Queen. I promise to be real careful." "I know you will, child. Now get some sleep." Queen turned off the light and rolled her chair into the kitchen, where she made herself a cup of tea. She sipped slowly, thinking about the last 6 years and how the boy sleeping in the next room had enriched her life with his laughter and energy. Yes, times had been rough for the two of them occasionally. And yes, she was getting older. And yes, her arthritis was sometimes painful. But there was no way she was going to let them take Gerald away from her. She glanced at the proud new bike on the porch. She was glad she had given it to him a day early. The bike had been in layaway for months, but the joy on his face had been worth the sacrifice. He would need that moment of happiness to hold on to in the next few weeks, for a struggle was coming from which she could no longer shield him. Aunt Queen gazed at the darkened sky and prayed for strength.